So, this is Brittany. Welcome to my VSG journey. I am new to the YouTube community. I initially decided to track my VSG journey to be able to share the good, the bad, the ugly, and just to be a part of the community that I see constantly on YouTube. And with my VSG journey, it's a little bit different. I did a video previously kind of giving like a breakdown of what started this VSG journey, what made me consider which for VSG, for people that don't know, it's a gastric sleeve, a vertical gastric sleeve. And for people that really don't know the background of that, I do highly suggest that you look at that video. It's a brief overview of me just simply explaining what took place as far as my pre-op appointment, my consultation, how I went about finding my surgeon. It's just a brief overview of that information. But at this point, I went to so I first had my pre-op appointment back in March of 2020. But after my pre-op appointment, a few days before I was supposed to have surgery, which I believe was the 25th or the 28th of March, my surgery got canceled due to COVID-19. And so I got really depressed. I really didn't feel like it was ever going to happen. And because of that, it caused me not to really be focused on weight loss. And so I ended up gaining a little bit of weight back, about 7 pounds or so. And I'll go over what my weight was in a minute. So I got a call in May, which is the same month that we're in, of 2020. It was about 2 weeks into May, I believe, and the phone call was a rescheduling of my VSG surgery. So my VSG surgery is 6/3 of 2020. Today is 5/26 of 2020. And my pre-op appointment, when they called, was 5/21 of 2020. Excuse me. Now, with my pre-op appointment, I was very concerned because I have, as far as my insurance carrier, I have Blue Cross Blue Shield of Illinois. And although they don't require a weight management portion at all, they do require, with that weight loss surgery in general, that you do not gain weight during the process. And so I got that call about 2 weeks before my pre-op appointment. And so I was like, okay, we have to kick this shit into high gear. So I immediately started reducing my intake to like one meal a day. The other two were more so liquid. And then 3 days before the 21st, which was my pre-op appointment, I started my liquid diet early. When I went to my pre-op appointment and I got on the scale, I weighed the exact same weight that I weighed when I weighed in March. So my highest weight is 307 pounds. At my consultation, I was 300 pounds in January. In March, I was 293 right before my actual surgery. Well, I'm sorry, and it wasn't even before, I hadn't even started my liquid diet yet, I don't believe. I believe that my pre-op consultation I had just had, and then I was supposed to start my liquid diet, and I hadn't yet. So I weighed at 293. Well, during that time of COVID and us being quarantined, I gained weight. And then when I went for my official pre-op appointment for May, which was 5/21 of 2020, I weighed 293. So although I was, in hindsight, I'm disappointed that I didn't take the opportunity to lose more weight and I let myself get defeated, I even more so was kind of proud of myself because I managed to lose the weight that I gained back and be on track for surgery. So again, my surgery is 6/3 of 2020. As the date approaches, I am very concerned because my surgery is going to be a little bit different than other people's. With us being in the COVID-19 at this point, I'm having my surgery at Presbyterian, or at, like, I believe it's, I'm under Novant, but I'm going to the Presbyterian hospital, and I will, what they're going to do is they're going to drop me off and I'm going to have the surgery, and no one can come with me. No one can be there in a room when I get out. I'm not going to have my support. And so that has really been a mental struggle for me, because I'm not only worried about, when you get the call with I believe it's like the health insurance, like when when you're getting closer to your date, and they call and they say, oh, will you be willing to take a blood transfusion if you lose a lot of blood? Do you have a written will? Those were things that made me feel like, okay, this is real. We're really moving at this point. And so it did provide a different level of concern. And then when you add that my family, no one is going to be able to be there. Like, if something happens to me, I'm not going to see them. And not saying that it will, I'm definitely trying to be positive. And also I'm worried about COVID-19, because going into the hospital at this time is a concern. I will have open wounds. I will potentially be more susceptible already because I have asthma. So if I were to get COVID, it could be fatal for me. So it's just a lot to take in. But I'm still, definitely trying to push through and be positive. And we'll be honest with this liquid diet. After I had my appointment with my surgeon, I cheated 3 times. First, it was that day, I think I had like some chicken or something like that. The second day, I think I had chicken again, probably. And then the third day, it was my cousin's birthday. And I went over to his house and I ended up having a piece of cake. I did have a burger, but it wasn't a bun. It was just the meat and the cheese. So although I have cheated, because it's not a liquid, I've still been more along the sides of keto, aside from the birthday cake that I had. So I definitely understand that that's not something I want to continue to do. And I had to, sit down with myself and say, hey, this is something that is important. They're not wanting you to do this liquid diet just to lose weight. They're wanting you to do this so there isn't any complications in your surgery. You already are concerned about all of these things leading up into your surgery. Why make your surgery more complex than it has to be? And so after I had that conversation with myself, I said, okay, I have to change my mindset. I cannot keep going down the wrong path. So, and I'm a firm believer of that it doesn't matter how many times you fall down as long as you get up. And so I had that conversation with myself. I think it was the night before yesterday. Yesterday would have been 5/25 of 2020. 5/25 of 2020 going forward, I will be on my liquid diet to the T by the book until further notice, even thereafter surgery, but definitely before. And so I just kept racking my brain with this. I was really struggling. So I just kept thinking, what is the difference between when I did keto versus now? Because I lost 40 pounds in 3 months with keto. And when I was thinking about it, a light bulb went off in my head. And that's when I determined with keto, I would meal prep. So I wouldn't have to figure out what I'm going to eat. I wouldn't have to be tempted. I would already have what I needed and grab and go. So I implemented that as of yesterday going forward to my liquid diet. So what I did was for breakfast, I have a 30, and I will show a video of all the things that what works for me. Um, I have a 30-gram caramel protein. It's like a Walmart version. And I mix it with like 8 ounces of coffee black. Mix it. Best thing ever. Drink that in the morning. That's 30 grams. Then for lunch, I have a soup. The soup for this week for lunch is like a beef broth. Has a little bit of seasoning, but no chunks or anything like that. And I put a scoop of my grass-fed protein in there. Protein is unflavored, but it tastes like ass, honestly. And it smells like ass, honestly. Now, if I mix it with soup, I can kind of tolerate it. But as far as, and I will show you the protein I'm talking about so that you know, it's about 18 grams of protein. But as far as like putting it in water, putting it in a drink, that's not going to work because I can't. Now, maybe some people may be able to tolerate the nasty. I can't. So I am going to be looking at other unflavored protein options. But for right now, I want to use what I already opened and spending my money on. So I put a scoop of that into about maybe 8 ounces or so of soup. And that's my lunch. So that's 18 grams there. And then for dinner, I can have tomato soup on my diet. So I have tomato soup for dinner. I, definitely thin it out using unsweetened almond milk and a little bit of water. So it's like a mixture of those both. And then still about 8 ounces, and I put a scoop of the protein in it. So altogether, I'm getting 66 grams of protein in a day. So that is what is working for me as of now. I seriously hope that after surgery, I can still drink the coffee and the caramel protein. I know some people say that their taste buds change and that stuff is too sweet or it hurts their stomach. So I'm just praying for that, because if not, I will be back to the drawing board with that. So that's kind of where I'm at. I do feel really positive about that aspect of things. I'm not going to say that I don't have struggles mentally. And that's another reason why I created this page, because I know what it's like to struggle with weight loss. I have been overweight my whole life. The difference is when I was younger, because of the way I'm shaped, I carry my body weight well. It's more of an hourglass. And so people would never know that I weighed as much as I weighed. And over the years, that hourglass got more parallel. It's still an hour. It's still there. You can see, hey, if she dropped that weight, she finna be snatched. And that's what it is. And that's what I'm trying to get to. But it's hard battling your mind and, dealing with things that you never even realized that you dealt with. Like for me, I realize I eat when I'm bored, or at night I'm constantly walking back and forth in the kitchen, or sometimes I have a correlation to food emotionally that I didn't realize I had. And so I'm just trying to find my footing in those situations. And I am really thankful because I have an amazing mom who is so supportive. I have friends, I have family who believe in what I'm doing. And they're, definitely there to provide support for me. But there are little things like, when you live by yourself, and I've found that at night, if I'm up, I can't be in my living room because it's too close to the kitchen. It is better. And when I used to do keto, I did the same thing. When I stopped eating after 7, I realized it was easier for me to lay in my bed, probably going to fall asleep, which is good because we don't need to eat anything anyway. And B, I would just be more inclined to not get up and go to the kitchen. I know it sounds crazy, but it works. And so I just wanted to really create this space because I want to share my journey. It's hard. It's stressful. It's rewarding. But I just know that I'm only at the beginning. And I know it's going to get hard. And I know that there are going to be times when I want to give up. But I created this so that I could be a part of a community that if I do feel like I'm going to give up, that I'll have people to lean on, or I can be somebody that somebody leans on when they feel like it's too hard, the weight is too heavy. And sometimes it helps to talk to people that have gone through what you're going through. And I want to be that for somebody. And I want somebody to be that for me. So, again, this is my channel, the good, the bad, the crying, the ugly, and also the beautiful and the happy. On the plus side, going forward, I'm going to continue to lose weight. I'm going to continue to work hard. And I'm going to continue to be as devoted as I can. And I can't wait to see the growth. And I can't wait to see the moment where the way I feel on the inside matches my outside. Because at the end of the day, that's all you want. I want to be that confident person that I know I can be and be comfortable in my own skin. And so I just hope you're there to watch along with me. That's it.